Welcome to Fascia Masters Q&A with D&Q, episode 23. How does block therapy benefit digestion?
Hi there, my name is Deanna Hansen. I'm a certified athletic therapist and the founder of Fluid Isometrics and Block Therapy.
And my name is Quinn Castellane. I'm the VP of Block Therapy and the lead block therapist.
So talking about digestion, I think one of the most important things to understand is the mechanical aspect of proper breathing and chewing. Because most people are in a rush. We're not eating consciously. We're throwing food into our mouths and we're swallowing these big chunks of food whole. And then we're dealing with a weak diaphragm where we're not consciously breathing, which is part of the ability to improve digestion. And we're also collapsing in on that stomach organ. So everything's kind of off, and no wonder people are struggling.
Absolutely. Well, so many people nowadays are having issues with, it could be colitis, it could be IBS, like whatever the issue is, that's all going to come down from what we're talking about.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, what we want to understand is space in the body, because that's really key. So our stomach organ is right over here on this left side, and 70% of the population are right-handed. So typically what happens to the average right-handed person, me included, is because we want to keep that right side free for action, we typically collapse more into this left side. So when we do that repeatedly over a lifetime, the posture shifts and we end up putting all this excess stress right on this stomach organ. Not to mention right through here as well is where the aorta leaves the body, the heart, the main artery supplying the entire body with oxygen. So that collapse in itself, from a mechanical perspective, it puts excessive stress on the stomach organ. So when we're breathing properly, the diaphragm, that muscle, moves up and down in the core of the body like a pump, and it creates a heating. So whenever we're doing any kind of function in the body, we need heat to metabolize things. So in order for proper digestion, part of the process of digestion comes through that action of proper diaphragmatic breathing. So what happens if we're not breathing diaphragmatically?
Well, everything, your internal organs is cold, like your body's cold, your cells are cold, and when they're cold, they're not working optimally, and they're hardly doing the job of what they're supposed to be doing. It's like, man, if people could just understand this and release that and integrate what we're talking about, people, I'm not going to say people wouldn't have issues. Of course, there's other factors, but man, that number would decrease significantly, because it's a simple thing to do. And breathing diaphragmatically, as Deanna mentioned, it's a pump. It's like an elevator in the body. It's gently massaging your abdominal organs, even the heart and the lungs, with every single breath. So just learning to breathe properly. Again, we're compressed, so we can't just train the breath without training it through doing block therapy. We need to release it and then retrain the body how to breathe diaphragmatically. When we're born, we're diaphragmatic breathers. And then again, the fear, stress, whatever causes us to hold the breath. So all we're doing, it's simple. We're accessing the diaphragm, we're creating heat, but then that chewing factor, we're going to talk about that in a moment. So when we're breathing diaphragmatically, then the stomach organ can break down the food. It can absorb the food and then eliminate. So then we're going to be on this cycle, this continual cycle of how the body should be working: eating, digesting, eliminating, eating, digesting, and eliminating.
And I find it interesting because if you think about the action of the tongue muscle, one of the functions of this muscle is to chew. Another function is to talk. And it's kind of interesting because most people feel that sitting down at a meal becomes this time for talking, this social interaction, and your tongue can't do both things at once. It can't chew and talk. So I find what happens often is, because you might be eating spinach and you don't want green spinach in your teeth, you end up putting food in your mouth and then you swallow really fast so that you can have this conversation with somebody, when really the act of eating and chewing should be one action that we focus on, so that we can really liquefy the food that's in the mouth. So by the time it reaches the stomach, It's not a solid.
Right, and it's not under the stress like, wow, I have to break down this whole food. What was the whole point of the mouth to chew it?
That's right. And when we chew, it's actually signaling the stomach to release enzymes, which is one of the reasons I'm kind of against gum.
Right.
Because when we're chewing gum, you know, we'll chew gum, but we don't chew our food. So when we're chewing gum, the stomach's going, hey, food's coming down, so it shoots out these enzymes, which also can cause digestive issues because we've created confusion in the body and the system. So we really just want to get back down to the simplicity of what we're doing. We're eating, we're nourishing our body, and what we need to do to support that process. And that's, again, through chewing properly. And when we're talking about chewing also, we don't want to just chew on one side of the mouth. Sometimes you might have dental issues which might eliminate the ability to chew equally on both sides, but if you can bring your awareness to that, where are you spending more time chewing? We want to be balanced and symmetrical so that when that food goes down, it's a liquid, and then through that function of proper diaphragmatic breathing, it's assisting it even further. Compare that to the unconscious person that swallows food whole and isn't breathing. Again, no wonder we're all taking medications to attempt to assist us with this incredibly important life process.
Awesome. Cool.
Awesome.
I think that wraps up the episode.
I think so.
Cool. So if you want to learn more about block therapy and about us, just please visit unblockyourbody.com. You will receive 2 free gifts with that, an ebook and then a posture video, which is about 20 minutes. So you can start understanding the foundations of the body, which ultimately will improve the digestion. This will really ramp things up to the next level to make you fully in control. But that's a perfect start. Again, unblockyourbody.com. So if you guys have any questions for Deanna and I to answer in future Fascia Masters episodes, use the hashtag AskBlockTherapy. And if you have any comments on this video, just please leave them below.
Breathe and believe.